It's time for Rabbi Minkowicz's Weekly Torah Lesson, a place where life's most difficult questions are answered. Here with his spiritual perspective and insight, Rabbi Minkowicz.
Welcome to this week's Torah lesson. This week's Torah portion is Parsha Bereishit. The question of the week is, why did Hashem create this materialistic world? So in this week's Torah portion, Parsha Bereishit, which is actually the beginning of the 5 books of Moses, the first Torah portion, which is the beginning of the Torah. The beginning is important. We know the opening line in any statement, production is the important line. And the Torah begins, in the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. Now, obviously, without God creating the heaven and the earth, we can't go forward. So it's logical why God would start the Torah, that in the beginning God created the heaven and the earth. But Rashi asks a simple question, the classic commentary in the Chumash. True, God created the heaven and the earth. But the Torah is given to us as a way of life. So in reality, really, since it starts with us as a Jewish people, it should start years down the road when we became a people and God gave us in Egypt the first mitzvah of the Torah. What's the first mitzvah of the Torah? To establish a calendar. HaChodesh hazeh lachem rosh chodashim, which is the mitzvah first in middle of Exodus. So why does the Torah start with the beginning of creation and God created the heaven and the earth? Simple question Rashi asks. Rashi answers very simple. Because God obviously is infinite. He sees the past, the present, the future, it's all one. And he sees going forward that when the Jewish people, when God's going to give the Jewish people the land of Israel, they're going to come along and say, hey, it's ours. So God establishes right in the beginning, first verse in the Torah, I created the heaven and the earth, therefore it's mine. And because it's mine, I can give it, I can take it, I can do what I want with it. Because it's mine since I created it. In the true sense of the word, mine. So the Rebbe explains, we know that we receive the Torah from God, that's the physical land. And everything that we have in the Torah, there's the physical component and there's a spiritual component. Why did we receive the physical land of Israel as a gift from God? So that we could go ahead on a spiritual level and transform it into a holy place. And we know that Eretz Yisrael is called Eretz Yisrael, the land of Israel. Eretz comes from the word land, but Eretz also calls from Ratzon, the will. That means we should make the place a place that's we're doing the will of Hashem. Where do we make the place the will of Hashem? Obviously in Israel, but anywhere in the world that you do Ratzon Hashem, you're making, so to speak, the spiritual Israel. Or as another verse the Rebbe quotes says, B'chol drachecha da'ehu. In everything that you do, you should know God. What does that mean? In any part of the physical world, wherever you are and whatever you're doing, make sure God is revealed there. So in other words, you have a chair, try to elevate it. Sit on there, study Torah from there, do a mitzvah with it, pray from there. In other words, our purpose is that wherever we are, in this physical, materialistic world, just like Eretz Yisrael was given to us to transform it to make a spiritual place, same thing also anywhere we are, in the world, at any time, our spiritual mission is to b'chol drachecha de'eyu, in every physical place, infuse it with God and godliness. So in other words, the Rebbe explains, why did God give us the materialistic world? So that we, as Jews, wherever we are, to make the materialistic world a godly experience for God, and therefore fulfilling the original mission from the beginning of the Torah, where God says, I created the world, I gave it to you, so that you can elevate it and make it a spiritual abode for God. This week's Torah lesson is in memory of Baruch ben Aryeh Leib and Shlomo Ben Yosef. May their souls be elevated for the Torah that we're studying in their memory. Thanks so much for joining us for our weekly Torah lesson. For more information on Chabad, please see our website.